Thanks, Richard. Thank you so much. All right. How's everyone doing tonight? What's been playing food? I'm alright. I'm gonna use the mic the whole video because I'm dedicated to the bit. Hi, my name is Autumn, if you're fancy, Anna, if you're casual. Nice to meet you. Does this look like I'm shaking your hand? Now it just looks like jazz hands. Liza Minnelli. Hello, I've been wanting to make my YouTube channel do things again for a while now, especially this past year since the Backstreet Boys went on tour, if you know what I mean. I finally just went, fine, I'll make a video and it's probably gonna suck, but then the other ones are gonna look so good in comparison to the first video. And that's what it is today. And today's video is going to be based on a TikTok that I saw. I remembered it the other day and was like, hey.
I'm kind of living for this Harley Quinn character arc that all the girls on TikTok are going through right now. Like ditching toxic clowns, chopping off and dyeing all your hair.
Needless to say, when I saw this TikTok, I felt both seen and attacked at the same time. Anyway, it's funny because when I looked at the comments for that video, everyone was just like, LOL me, and I also was like, LOL me, I wanted to talk about that. It's very interesting to me that a lot of people feel that this film very much allowed them to be seen, understood, and have even shaped what they've done the past year to a certain extent, whether they noticed it or not. So for me personally, I fell in love with Harley Quinn as a character back in high school. I started reading her comics, and I heavily related to her. The same way I also checked out Wanda's comics, Wanda Maximoff. So needless to say, it's been a good year this past year for me in terms of content being released related to those characters. Thanks Marvel, thanks DC. Marvel, I'm still watching you. You got Loki still. And you gotta finish Falcon Winter Soldier, and I got into the comics because Suicide Squad had just come out and I went, this character's the only really good character in this movie. I wonder if she's actually great besides being in this movie. Margot Robbie did a pretty good job, and then she did an even better job last year. And we're proud of her. She got her moment to shine. She executive produced it. Good one. Good one, Margot. I think in general this film became something for every woman, at the very least, if not non-binary people and men, can see and feel better about any form of suppression they may be feeling, but especially those affected by toxic masculinity. This film features several women, powerful women, who still face the wrath of that in various different ways. But the two main ones I think stand out the most in terms of plots and how they have really helped shape us are, of course, these two. Loss and grief, how we react when we lose loved ones. Loss and emancipation. I just had my earring fell out. This past year has been one that has a loss for pretty much anyone. I don't know if I know anyone that hasn't lost something. Personally, I lost practically every aspect of my life that I had before COVID, and I feel great now, and one of the best things that helps me out was looking at films like this and figuring out my path and where I want to go. I was before very much a person that shaped myself to the wants and wills of other people, and now have fully begun to shape who I actually am based on how I want to be. I can finally make my own decisions even though I'm a Libra and struggle with that a lot. I hope that maybe you watching are also starting to take the reins on your life again and starting to shake out some normalcy, but also some exciting new opportunities and finding a future, even though the times have been incredibly hard. But the times, they are changing, as the wise Bob Dylan said, and we are in the age of Aquarius if you're a zodiac like me. What is it about Harley's plot in particular that we can look at and go, me girl, me girl? Well, first of all, the movie starts with her breakup, and a lot of people have gone through breakups. A lot of people have lost people, again, like I just said. Spoiler alert, right before she blows up Base Chemicals, she's at Margarita night with some gal friends, and they're just talking about her right then and there. That's not something that people talk about in this movie that I think is a very smart, small detail, and that is, even in terms of being in a breakup, there's that constant, I told you so attitude, a lot of self-doubt in your decision making. But Harley does the one possible major big deal thing to signify I am freaking done, and that is blow up a whole chemical factory, the place in which their relationship essentially started. She watches a breakup movie, starts crying into her ice cream like we all do. We've all been there. My last one was Midsommar, and must say, it was a one and done deal. I didn't need to watch another breakup movie after that one. I was shit. And any other film thought out there would agree with me. Some Ben and Jerry's in that, and then you are set to go. By the way, hey, if you're gonna eat ice cream, eat Ben and Jerry's. Here's why. The big two events that we see in the opening montage that Harley does to then, you know, reclaim herself a bit is to A, learn how to roller skate, and B, the big haircut scene, big hair change scene. It is a stereotype that all ladies after a breakup cut their bangs, cut their hair, dye their hair, bleach their hair, shave their hair off, any of those. And I think everyone's at least either bleached their hair, cut bangs, and or just gone bald since March of last year. So what did you do? I fully went the Harley route, and I got a little mini shag mullet. It doesn't look like it much right now because it's grown back a little bit, but yeah, I fully bleached my hair. My hair is no longer so heavy that my neck feels like it's gonna break, and that's the real win here. Roller skating. How many of us have tried to get into roller skating this past year because of TikTok? Oh wait, all of us. Roller skates have gone out of stock across the country as of last summer because of TikTok and the major trend of roller skating. Just, it's a big theme. So here's a montage of me getting back into roller skating. I got into roller skating back senior year of high school. It was my graduation present, was a pair of roller skates. I haven't got to use them much since my freshman year of college because it wasn't a viable form of transportation around Savannah. All the paths are fully cobblestone and I fell on my many times in one trip to say I would do that again. Hello and welcome to the basement. I am currently dressed in full like Harley, and I'm also wearing my roller skates. Ugh, there you go. Let's go. Not too bad. Man, oh man, does this jacket make it hard though? Can I roller skate backwards, you say? Not well. I thought this segment was gonna be a lot worse because I was pretty sure I was gonna fall flat on my behind, but I didn't, so cool. Next, let's talk about fit. Harley's fashion in all these movies is a very big deal because it has a huge commentary on the male gaze. When we look at Suicide Squad, it's pretty obvious that this was made for a man and not necessarily for the ladies, especially in looking at Harley's actual designs in the comics. It's a bit of a 180 to say the least. And especially in the comics at the time of this being released, yeah, she wears shorts, but she doesn't wear that short of shorts. Now, this isn't shady. This isn't shamey. Believe you me, I have this outfit literally right here. She swaps out something that's incredibly revealing but seen as saucy to not saucy, but body confident. She's not wearing fishnets anymore. She's wearing like suspenders and a sports bra and a really cool jacket, which I would argue is to a certain extent what a lot of us would wear to Coachella. Let's just talk about the jacket, okay? We take a look at the jacket. It's very bulky. It's a huge thing. It's not at all practical like any of Harley's outfits. None of them are truly practical for what she's doing because she just kind of she wants to wear whatever she wants to wear, you know? It's very interesting in that it does tell a story where, similar to that of 80s fashion for women, it's a lot more boxy. It is a lot less the curvature and a lot more of, I'll do what I want. Caution tape all over her. It looks like she made it. Shout out to the costume design department for this freaking jacket. She wears a pair of overalls. Like, everything kind of feels like it's almost parodying that of construction workers to a certain extent. I'm just gonna stand here for the rest of the video and do this. Of all of that, I think the most important thing that happens in Birds of Prey, the biggest point in it, is that by the end of the film, and after them fighting this crazy son of a gun, Ewan McGregor, and the basic social commentaries being posed by this film, like how Ewan McGregor's character does very much represent that of privileged crime and how that can be easily thrown away. An even more aggressive version of this, if you're interested in Harley Quinn as a whole, is from this book right here. Oh my god, I enjoyed this book so much. It feels like the most aggressive Harley Quinn based in reality thing I've read. It just felt real for so many reasons and heavily discussed the relation between class and crime and how privilege does come into play even in the world of crime in many, many different ways. Who would have thought? Everyone should have thunk, but they didn't, so. But either way, at the end of the film, all the ladies band together, they get to be their best selves and help uplift each other to become that. And they're no longer serving nor dreading over some man. Do you know what I mean? They're my employer, I need to work with them, my ex, and has shaped it. The reason why everyone is so pissed off at me. They killed my family and now I must revenge them. Everything that they were doing at the beginning of the film was in motion because of the actions of a man. And by the end of the film, what's so incredibly releasing about it is that they are no longer in those restraints and they're doing whatever the hell they want because it's what they want to do. Now, I would say if you're looking for a truly feminist film in its entirety, this is one of my all-time favorites. And the way that it is so perfectly written to ex-nay the standards that most films have, besides passing the most, base level test on being a feminist film, it probably passes any and everyone's test without using it as almost a sale tactic. It is doing it in a way where it's genuine. Not to mention that the story is not restricted to be heard by women. It is something that can be very heavily applicable for the LGBT community. It can be for even just other men. Thank you for watching. I hope you all have your hot Harley summers here this summer if you haven't already last summer. You know what? Do what you want to do. If you want to get that extra piercing in your cheek, do it. Want to get that tat? Do it. Go for that job? Do it. Pretty much at this point, I think we all just kind of starting to realize that it's pretty much balls to the wall at this point. Just do whatever the hell you feel like doing. No more that stupid public eye gotta feed these wants and needs from other people. I don't know, maybe that's just me and my self-framing, my outlook on things at this point. But I hope that everyone else can relate to a certain extent too. But otherwise, I just recommend watching this movie as a starter. It's one of the few superhero movies that I think really does tell the tale that people do actually want to hear, need to hear, and doesn't just go franchise, franchise, franchise. All right, that's it from me. Good night, everybody.
See you later. See you later.